Good morning, and as always,
Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast.
so what we're going to go through is a unit conversion practice. So we talked in our last video about the fact that we cannot add together or put together anything that's not the exact same unit.
Right. So a lot of the times what we actually have to do is take a unit and convert it to our base unit. And what we're going to do is we're going to really rely on this notion that we can multiply any number by 1 and not change it. And that is the fundamental mathematical argument that we're using here.
And so you guys have done this in chemistry. You guys have done dimensional analysis. What we're going to do is we're going to...
So if we talk about 12 kilometers or 12,000 meters, they're the exact same thing. 12 km equals 12,000 m.
So is there a way that we can show this mathematically?
Yeah, and what we're going to do, we're going to carry you through this process. So because 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer divided by 1,000 meters, or 1,000 meters divided by 1 kilometer is always going to be 1. They're the same thing, just different units.
Meters can sometimes get confusing because we see it as a prefix in other places, but what we're talking about is our base unit of meters, while every other unit that's not the base is going to have a prefix.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great clarification. So that's kind of where we're going for.
And so 1,000 meters, and where is 1 kilometer, which we can pull from that table on page 18, right?
Yeah, that table 1.4, we can go back to it, and we can see that 1 kilometer is actually 10 to the 3 meters, which is 1,000. That three zeros.
And then multiply 12 times 1,000 divide by 1. Anything divided by 1 equals the same number, so that becomes 12,000.
And you'll notice that in that process, the kilometer units, they get canceled out. Really, 1 kilometer divided by 1 kilometer becomes 1.
What you would probably do in this problem is to make sure that your units cancel. If something is on the top and something is on the bottom, you would actually physically cross those two out, so that represents the fact that they are no longer, and then you're just left with meters. Can we go the other way around?
Absolutely.
12,000 meters times 1 kilometer divided by 1,000 meters. That looks like the same conversion factor.
And in fact, it is the exact same conversion factor. It's just, it's inverted. It's been flipped because we're no longer going from kilometers to meters, but meters to kilometers.
Could that be considered the inverse?
It could be the inverse. We could also sometimes call it the reciprocal.
Okay. And just to show the math of 12,000 kilometers times meters divided by meters, once again, you could physically cross those m's out to have a better representation of what's actually happening, equals 12 kilometers.